Hey guys, it is currently 11:41 p.m. on December 3rd, and for today's work in progress crime video, we're going to go ahead and talk about Symbolically Carved, for the beginning of it anyway. Symbolically Carved is the crime book that I worked on today here on the 3rd, and I wrote 664 words there, which is more than I've been writing in it, which is great. Actually, I could look at the statistics on that. The last time I worked on it was November 18th, and that was 456 words, and the time before that was November 6th, and that was 346 words. I worked on it twice last month, in between all of the other work in progresses, and just in between how shitty things were last month. Symbolically Carved is the first book in the Dallas Silver series, which features Dallas Silver. In book 1, he is a freshly promoted homicide cop over from narcotics, and he's been promoted to homicide and more or less is being used as a detective because two of the detectives in the department hate doing their job, and they more or less force the cops that they can manipulate to do more of the grunt work for them, and then they take the credit, basically. But aside from that, Dallas is also a vigilante serial killer, and that is a huge thing in the book. Each book is going to walk through both sides of his life, so we're going to see him work a case with the LAPD, and we're going to see him hunt down a criminal of some kind, at least one, every single book. And it's been difficult to manage. I've written Dallas in a ton of books. He was in the Kathy Baker series, he was in the Bo Austen series, he's been in the Bo Austen-Taylor series, and he's also seen through a window in Cut to the Kill. I think that's it. I have written the voice in his head on more than one occasion in the Baker series. I don't think I've ever written it in the Bo Austen series. But now, writing that voice more often and writing point of views and scenes from the voice's point of view has been incredibly difficult. It's far more difficult than writing any killer or criminal to any degree that I've written, because it's so much different with the voice. I'm trying to discuss it without spoiling it, because this is the first time that I've ever discovered a ton about the voice, because it has been brought out in this book, but before that I wasn't aware of it. I'm a pantser. I discover shit as I write, both about the plot and about the characters. This is a character thing. More than anything, I write character-focused, character-driven, character-heavy stories. I also have a plot throughout each book, but I do prefer focusing on the characters. That's how I work best. But without spoiling anything, it makes it much harder to discuss. But more or less, finding out the realities of the voice and why it's there and what it's done to Dallas and to get what it wants makes it very hard to write. Because with the killers and the criminals and writing their point of views, generally, not always, generally I have a distaste of the character as a whole, generally. There are exceptions. The werewolf is an exception. The Casanova is a mild exception. The surgeon is an exception, and the hunter is a mild exception. And the executioner. Trying to run through them all. There are some exceptions. There will always be exceptions. But with Dallas and this voice, I don't hate Dallas. I've never hated Dallas. Even when he was in the Baker series, which if you're not new here, you know that I don't like the Baker series. If you're new here, welcome. I hate the Baker series. Even though that's where he came from. Despite him being in there, I don't hate Dallas. I never have. I've always enjoyed his character throughout the changes and him initially being pretty one-dimensional and him evolving to where he is now. I've always enjoyed Dallas. I've always enjoyed his character. So writing this other side of him that also comes out while he's still being Dallas, and we have to see both of them at the same time fighting to exist against each other, has been a challenge, and it's been very, very difficult, and it's been something to drastically adjust to, and it's been very difficult to adjust to. I'm hoping that this month, because so far things are going well, I'm hoping that it's easier to adjust to. I'm hoping that it's easier to click Dallas and the voice into place, and then it's easier to get into the heads of both of them and write their stories and their point of views and their dialogue and all of that, but I won't know until I push ahead and get further in the book. Right now, with Symbolically Carved, I am at 27,200 words. So I'm probably maybe about halfway through the book. Depends. Some of my first drafts are normally around 40,000 words, but things are going okay. They're slower than I would like them to be for one of my crime novels, but given how the last few months have been, and given the fact that it's the first book of a series, I'm expecting things to be slow, and I'm expecting it to take a while to take off, to step off the ground, to jump off the ground, to do anything. I'm expecting it to take a while, and I'm accepting of that. But things went well today, and that's really all I can ask for. I made it through 2 books, King of Darkness, which is one of my supernatural ones, so you'll see that at some point, or maybe you already have. Who knows? I don't know what order these will be uploaded in. And I made it through Symbolically Carved, and then I also edited 20 pages of a zombie novel for Gent, who is my primary editing client. And I'm very proud of the progress that I made in all 3. And I haven't been able to say that in what feels like forever. So these last 3 days, despite this month starting with an anxiety attack and me losing a place that was very important to me, and losing the safety and comfort that came with that place, and the venting ability that came with that place, things have gone well, and that's so much more than I could ask for, especially given this year and given the past couple of months and given everything. It's so much more than I could have expected from these first 3 days. And I don't know if it's because I'm filming, or because I'm more determined, or because I'm trying to prove a point, or genuinely just because I no longer have this other happy place to go and waste time in. I don't know the exact reasoning, but I'm still very proud of the progress that I've made the past 3 days, and that's something. That's all I can ask for at this point. More than I can ask for at this point. But that is all that I have for this moment. I'm going to take about a 10-minute break here until midnight, and I'm going to feed Willie and brush my teeth, because midnight is now when I stop eating to prepare for taking my levothyroxine for my thyroid. And then on the 4th, I'm going to work on Untitled Mystery Scenes first, refresh, recharge, and then at some point during the day, the goal is to switch to Pittman's Legend God is Healed, which is a mafia crime story, and I think I'm going to put mafia in their own video, because even though it's still a genre of crime, I have 2 of them, so it'll also work in its own video. So I think that's the plan. So the next time I see you in this video will be when I work on... Oh god, what is the next one? The Beheading of Glenn Daniels, or Murder at the Fang Marina. Murder at the Fang Marina is technically supernatural crime, so I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put that one, but I'll see you soon. That's all I know for sure. But otherwise, I'm going to take a quick break here and then get into some more writing on the 4th. So I'll see you guys soon. The next time that I work around to whichever book I determine is crime and not supernatural. Alright, it is 1:06 in the morning here on December 4th, and today I have worked on Untitled Mysteries scenes, which we will attribute to the crime section of these December work in progress videos. These are just scenes that I randomly write that are related to crime, the crime genre in some sense, whether it be a crime scene, evidence collection, a witness interrogation, or a witness conversation, or anything like that. There are no characters, they're just called like A, B, C, D, sometimes the detective or the witness, and it's just really rough drafts. Most of them don't end up in books, some of them inspire books, but that's about it. But I enjoy writing them, and it's usually a good stress relief, and it's a good way to break from one book into another, especially when they're close in genre, like it is for Symbolically Carved and Pittman's Legend, God Has Healed. One is crime, one is mafia crime, but they're still, you know, genre similar. So, with Untitled Mysteries, I wrote 582 words, which I don't think I said, but that's what I wrote today. So progress. I'm going to spend the next hour or so, actually, instead of hitting Pittman's Legend, just writing out a random scene in Murder at the Fang Marina that just will not leave me alone at all, and that will probably be in the Supernatural work in progress video, I think, because it is supernatural crime, but because one of the main characters is a vampire, I do think that it's probably more supernatural than crime, even if they're solving crime. Like when I wrote the Paranormal Detective series, I called that paranormal crime, not crime with paranormal elements. And I would describe Murder at the Fang Marina as crime or supernatural crime rather than crime with supernatural elements, I think. So, I'll see you guys again in this video when I work around to whatever crime book is next, whether that be more Untitled Mysteries or an actual crime book. But otherwise I'm going to write out that scene so that way it leaves me alone, and then move on to Pittman's Legend most likely sometime after I wake up. So, I'll see you guys at some point. Popping in super quick just to say that it is December 5th and sometime in the afternoon, I don't know when, I wrote 664 words in Untitled Mystery scenes. I'm going to move back to some Mafia stuff now, but there's an update. Alrighty, we're all going to do ourselves a favor here and ignore my acne flare up here. It's been pretty bad the last several days. This is actually one of its calmer days, despite how red this is. But working on it. But it is currently December 11th, and I'm going to update you on some crime stuff that I haven't been updating you on, because until now my SD cards, the two that I have for this camera, were completely filled with videos. I still need to get a new SD card that has a little more storage space. It is sitting in my cart on Amazon, I just can't get it yet. I have plans to write up a set of notes for PayPal and then calling them in hopes of getting an actual person instead of a robot, so that way I can complain about the fact that they are holding $120 hostage. So, working on it. But on December 7th is what we're going all the way back to for this one. I wrote 858 words in Untitled Mystery scenes, which again is just random scenes that come to me. They're crime scenes, investigations. Sometimes it's from the killer's point of view and it's the actual murder or the stalking of a victim, interrogations, witness questioning, stuff like that. Not for any particular book, they're just random scenes, and it gets them out of my head, and generally it's much easier to work on that than anything else because it requires next to no thought, so it's always a plus. But 858 words there. And then the only other crime one that I've done was another Untitled Mystery Scenes one on December 9th, and that was 1,504 words. Right now, here on the 11th, I am currently at 26,102 words for the month, ahead of where I need to be, which is great to hit 60,000 by the end of the month, and I'm very proud of the way that this month is going so far. I hope it continues to go well, but we'll see. Things have gone well across the board in writing and editing and video editing. Things have picked back up again, and I feel like I'm making progress, and it feels good to be making progress again. So I'm hoping that I'm able to keep that up, but we'll see. But that's all that I have for this moment. I have one more video to film on editing for Gent and Mafia, so I have 2 more videos to film. But after that, I'm either going to get into some website stuff or installing closet doors to keep the kittens out of my closet. But either way, I'll see you guys the next time I work around to a crime story or some more Untitled Mystery Scenes. Hey guys, it is currently 10:06 p.m. on December 17th, and today I spent the whole day working on Serial Killers Anonymous, the rewrite edit, but that's all writing, so that is going here. Serial Killers Anonymous is the book that I am hopefully releasing next year. If I'm not able to finish this rewrite edit this month, that might have to change, because currently I'm 2-3 months behind where I should be on this book with edits. I should no longer be on the rewrite edit. First and foremost, I should be like 4 or 5 edits ahead of where I am right now. But shit happens, and sometimes you just stop working on most things for a while. But I wrote 5,534 words today in Serial Killers Anonymous, and that feels damn good. That puts my total for that book at 36,480 words, and it puts my total for December so far to 39,098 words. I feel very, very good about that. I feel very good about the progress I made today, and I'm very, very happy with how things are going. Generally, things have been very slow when it comes to the Serial Killers Anonymous rewrite edit, and truthfully, up until this month, things have been slow with everything that I was working on. But things went great today. 5,000 words is insane, given how the last 2 months have gone. And even this month, I think that's more than I've written any other day so far. I made a lot of progress. I added at least 2 new scenes. I added some new setting stuff. Like Nicole's point of view here, I changed the setting to her kitchen, and set that up pretty quickly. One of David's point of views, I removed his cluelessness at something about the killer, because he's a smart detective. It makes no sense that he was like completely oblivious to this idea. I added a new scene from David's point of view. I added a new scene from Jamal's point of view. Added some more description-y stuff in Bo's point of views. Added Wayne's distaste for Kathy in one of Nicole's point of views, which I feel is important for the family aspect of Wayne's arc, because he's very like protective of family, and it makes sense that he would be protective of Jamal, which would therefore mean that he wouldn't be the biggest fan of Kathy. Though truthfully, most people shouldn't be the biggest fan of Kathy, so he's, you know, on point there. But I'm very happy with the way things went, and I couldn't have asked for a more productive day, I don't think, especially given the fact that I was emailed a million times by PayPal, and that I was dealing with more PayPal bullshit, and that I slept in late, and that I was exhausted all day, and then I took a nap. I accomplished a lot, and I'm very, very happy about that. That's all that I have for right now. I need to go do animal chores and give Willie his meds. But that's it. That's all that I have right now. Presumably I'll see you one more time in this video, because I do try to space out, you know, how long they are, so that way I can actually do an outro in each one. So presumably I will see you at least one more time for this video, and then maybe you'll see the video this weekend from when I'm filming this, which will hopefully be the 19th, but we will see. I'm sorry for my phone vibrating. I don't know how to make it not do that on the new phone, I'll be honest with you. I have an idea, but I haven't tested the theory yet. And that's all that I have for right now. I might work on Untitled Mysteries when I switch out to the living room after I do animal chores, but we will see, and I'll see you guys soon. But otherwise, very proud with progress on the 17th, and I hope the 18th goes even half as well as today went. But we'll see. Alrighty, it is 11:09 well, now it is 11:10 p.m. on December 18th, and I'm going ahead and closing out of the desktop here for the night, so I'm moving my videos over and keeping track of how many videos I have and all of that on my keep notes here. But I thought I would go ahead and update you on the crime book I worked on today, which was Serial Killers Anonymous, the rewrite edit. I wrote 1,440 words there, which brings my total for Serial Killers Anonymous to 37,920 words, and it brings my total for the month so far written for all of my books together to 41,224. Things are going well this month, and as far as I know, I'm still on track to hit 60,000 by the end of the month for the first time in a while, which feels great. I'm going to go ahead and write down some video numbers on my sheet here on Keep Notes, so I can keep track of which video clips go to which overall videos, and then we'll go from there. But with that being said, this here is the final clip in the crime work in progress video, so I'll go ahead and sign off. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated. And if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, and gaming videos that I upload every Friday, or anything that I do on this channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as links to my social media, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.